Hi everybody. Today we're going to spend some more time focusing in on our bodies. Our bodies carry a wealth of information. As I mentioned yesterday, our bodies carry stress, and our experiences and our memories leave a trace in our bodies. And research over the past couple of decades suggests that our hearts and our guts are also emotional organs. Lots of us spend most of our times in our heads, like Mr. Duffy in the James Joyce story, The Dubliners, who the story tells lives a short distance from his body. Today we're going to spend more time with our bodies. We're going to close that distance. So as always, settle into your comfortable position. Bring your attention to your breath. Just take a nice few breaths and allow your eyes to close. Just spending the next minute or so settling into your body. And today, as I guide you to bring up some memories or images, your job is to be aware of your full experience as you imagine the situation I'm describing. To notice sensations, thoughts, images, how the experience is felt in your body and in your mind. And as you sit there comfortably, let's begin by having you think about a situation that has you a bit troubled or worried. Maybe something that's going on that's unsettled, or there's an unknown, something that's hanging over you, or something you have to deal with. If you have a situation like that, I invite you to bring it to mind now. And if you don't have a situation like that, lucky you. You can either imagine one or think about a troubling situation that is past and bring yourself to that situation. Allow it to fill your mind. And now, when you're aware of this unsettled or worrisome situation, where are you aware of it? Where do you feel it? Where do you feel the worry? How exactly does it feel? Are there sensations in your gut or around your heart or in your arms? Where do you notice the worry? How does it feel? Does it have a shape? Does it have a temperature? Any warmth or coolness to it? Any specific sensations? Are there any thoughts or images associated with it? Has your breathing changed since you've become aware of this situation? And if so, in what way? Just take an inventory of the experience of this worry or unsettled situation. Now, knowing how worry is experienced in your body. And now, bringing yourself back to the room and taking a couple of moments of natural breaths to leave that story behind, allowing it to drift from your attention as you connect again with your observing self. Now I invite you to think about someone you care about, and think about a time you spent with that person having a good time or sharing a tender moment. It can be a person who's in your life now, or a person from the past, or even a pet, and allow your experience of that pleasant time to come to the foreground of your mind. The loving and joyful feelings you experienced being prominent in your mind. And where are you feeling that loving and joyful feeling? How do you know that you're having it? Where in your body are you experiencing it? In your heart, or in your face, or in your arms? Are there thoughts or images associated with the feeling? Does it have a shape or a sensation? For example, does it have heat, or does it tingle or vibrate? And your breathing, how has it changed? Just fully feeling that joyful and loving experience, and knowing how tenderness and lovingness can be experienced in your body. And once again, allowing that situation to recede into the background. So you bring your observing self back to the foreground and take a few breaths to bring yourself back to the present moment before we move on to another experience. And this time, please bring to mind a situation that has you frustrated or irritated. Perhaps a misunderstanding you've had or having with someone, conflict, some mildly troublesome interpersonal situation. And again, if you're not experiencing one these days, go to a time when you did have one, or imagine one. And where do you locate that irritation in your body? Some people tend to notice it in their throats or across their chests or in their arms. There's no right place. But if it's a feeling, you're feeling it somewhere. How exactly does this frustration or irritation feel? Does it have a shape? Is it hot or cold? Does it vibrate? Does it tingle? Is there some tightness or constriction? And notice any thoughts or images you're experiencing too, and any changes in your breathing. now knowing the experience of irritation in your body. And once again, bringing your observing self back into the foreground and allowing this irritating situation to recede into the background. And sometimes these feelings want to hang around once they show up. So allowing it to be there, but maybe just kind of letting it fade out as you focus on your breath. Just in and out in the here and now right now, taking a moment just to be in your observing self before we focus on one more experience. Just settling in the present moment. And now, I want you to think about a time when you were at your best, a time when you felt proud of yourself, when you overcame an obstacle maybe when you were doing something that you truly loved to do and were fully engaged, or when you were using your strengths or in tune with your values or passion. It doesn't have to have been a grand moment, but just a moment where you felt like a good or your best version of yourself, proud of yourself. And as you recall this moment, what exactly are the sensations you're experiencing? How does this, you being resourceful and powerful and at your best, how does this feel? Are there thoughts or images that come to your mind? And where do you feel it? Is there a warmth or a heat, or a spaciousness, or a tingling, or a vibrating? And again, how's your breathing? Relive that experience right now through your body. Connect with the full experience of that great moment in your life. And now, being familiar with how your resourceful self, your best self, how that self feels. Every feeling we have is truly a feeling. You can feel it in your body. And your body can provide important clues as to how we're feeling, sometimes even before we know it. A tightening or a constriction when we're upset. A warm spaciousness when we're feeling loving. It's useful to be connected with not only our thoughts and our emotions, but with the bodily sensations we experience as we navigate our lives. This feeling you've tapped into most recently, this feeling of you at your best, is an important resource. You can bring yourself back to this feeling at any time. And in fact, right now, you can practice for a few moments, kind of bringing yourself into that resourceful state, and then back to your breath, to the observer. Just being in that positive, resourceful state. You can step in and out of it. I'll be silent for a minute or so as you experience your ability to enter your resourceful state. Now, holding the residual effects of your resourceful state as with you as you begin to wind down this practice, having learned how our thoughts and emotions manifest not just in our minds but in our bodies, we can learn to listen to our bodies. The emotions that we store in our bodies can often provide useful information, or our gut feelings or heart senses. They really do have stuff to tell us. And so you can open your eyes now, you and your body. Just as our ability to be free begins with our ability to observe the contents of our minds, the ability to observe the sensations and wisdom in our bodies enhances all of our inner resources. And so have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.